Hi, everyone. We're going to give it a few moments to let everyone join. Okay. Welcome everyone to the 2023 Give Back Tahoe training webinar. My name is Ellen, and I will be going through today's presentation. This webinar will be recorded, so if anybody else on your team wants to watch it, we will be putting that on the toolkit as soon as possible, and we will also have the slides up there as well. I also wanted to say that you do have the option to any questions during the presentation, throw them into the chat or the Q&A, but we will have a Q&A at the end of the presentation to cover any other questions you may have if we do not get to them during the presentation. So my name is Ellen. I'm with Mighty Cause, the platform for this year's Give Back Tahoe. And just wanted to introduce myself. And first, we're going to be going over today's agenda, and then we will be getting into a few things else on the page. I'm going to introduce Dana, who is with Tahoe Truckee Community Foundation, and she's going to go over today's agenda.
Hi all, thank you for joining us today. So Ellen will walk us through a lot of the nitty-gritty details on how to navigate the platform. We'll be getting into a lot of really helpful details around strategy, and we have some really helpful tips to help you build the best campaigns possible. So a reminder, this season will run from November 28th to December 31st. And we appreciate all of you who have registered and joined this webinar. Thank you for doing so. And a reminder that TTCF will not be offering challenge grants this year. This decision was made in an effort to focus our resources on empowering nonprofits to secure matching funds and to utilize the tools available on the Give Back Tahoe site to drive social media campaigns. So we're able to offer this Give Back Tahoe this resource through Mighty Cause to nonprofits for free. And TTCF, just for full transparency, is not gaining any fees or percentages from the donations made to nonprofits on this site. So the site will continue to be available even after the close of the campaign this year. And we encourage you to keep your profiles up to date and to continue utilizing all the tools and resources that are available here. So we've got a lot to cover today, so I'll pass it back to Ellen so we can get started.
Thank you. So these are kind of just big dates. First, we are going to go through just kind of some basics on your pages, a little refresher on how to navigate your dashboard. So this is your homepage for Give Back Tahoe. You'll see the URL will be at the top of your page, and that is what you will want to add to all your social media, all your emails, anything that you are sending out to donors for them to give on this year's Give Back Tahoe. You'll definitely want to bookmark it so you can go back and edit anything on your pages to give people any updates, anything else that you may want to do. So once you've kind of filled out your registration, gone through all of that, you will see an overview of kind of a basic to-do list of what you should do to update your page, make sure it's keeps updated. You will also then be able to easily navigate your dashboard. So you can see, you can add simple things like adding a background image, updating your logos if you've had any updates to your pages. on the dashboard, you'll also be able to see where you can update your electronic fund transfers so you can get that disbursement through direct deposits. Also, when you kind of click through your to-do list, you can kind of see everything else that you may need to update on your page, but we definitely recommend going through your dashboard, familiarizing yourself where you can find those reports, where you can especially update those checkout information, just anything else that you will want to keep updated for this year's challenge. So starting kind of with your to-do list, when you are navigating, when you open up your page, in the overview section, you'll be able to see your to-do list, and it'll be red if you have not completed everything on your to-do list. So there are some required items that we recommend that you update to keep your page up to date. Donors, obviously, when sent a page and people don't have a logo, don't have a background image, don't have a story, do not usually trust that page. So we definitely recommend keeping everything updated, make your page look as nice as possible to really encourage donors to donate to your page. So when you click through that to-do list, you'll be able to see everything that still needs to be completed. When you click on that item, it will take you directly to that item. So it's much easier to navigate as well, but just some good ideas for you to really complete your pages. So customizing your profile, as I've mentioned, is the face of your nonprofit for Give Back Tahoe. So you want to make sure it looks good and really represents your organization. Just so you know, your profile link, once again, is the link that you will want to share for Give Back Tahoe for people to donate directly to your page. So you'll simply just want to, at the top of your page, copy and paste that URL and add that to any emails, any social posts, anything else that you are advertising for your campaign. So also when you're going through your to-do list, you'll want to customize your profile to match your brand. We have all the tools to edit the colors to match your brand, obviously edit your logo, edit your background image, just anything else to really make it look like your organization. You'll also definitely want to add a very powerful story of why donors should give to your organization for Give Back Tahoe. Give donors a reason to donate to your page. The mission statement is something new for this year's To the Pages. It just kind of pulls apart your organization's mission instead of getting it mixed in with your story. That also gives you the opportunity to use your story section for specific updates for this year. Tell donors what they are donating for. Is it a specific project? Is it something new? You can keep that part edited each year, but your mission statement can continue to be the same throughout the year to year. Somebody asked if they need to create a to-do list. You do not need to create the to-do list. It's already on the site for you. But even if it says everything's complete, we definitely recommend just kind of going through it and updating everything if you've participated in the past. But that to-do list does already exist on your organization pages. So you also want to make sure you've either updated or created a thank you page for your donors. So once again, this is in the dashboard. On the left-hand side, you will see checkout flow. So this is probably one of the most important features to focus on when you're setting up your organization's page. Everything in the checkout flow is what your donors see when they are donating. So thank you page is very important. So this is what will pop up after your donor has made a donation. You can add videos, you can add images, anything to really thank your donors. You guys could create videos to thank your donors, but also leading them to kind of next steps, whether that is you want them to sign up for a volunteer opportunity or lead them to your organization's website, just whatever you want the next steps for your donors to be. This gives you the opportunity to do that. And speaking of opportunities, this is a feature that we offer for all of you, and Dana is going to talk a little bit more how Tahoe Truckee wants you to utilize it.
Thanks, Ellen. Just a quick plug that we to share that part of our intention in pulling back from challenge grants this year was to really invest in building out this volunteer opportunity resource as a go-to place in our community for community members to find ways to support local nonprofits, kind of in the same way that the Chamber of Commerce job board is a go-to place for local job opportunities. We're really hoping to build this out as a known resource in our community to find volunteer opportunities, and we need your help to do so. So we'll be plugging the volunteer opportunity catalog through our own social media channels as well as our website. And we actually receive frequent inquiries from community members looking for ways to support nonprofits, but those members aren't really sure where to start or whose sites to look at. And so this really is intended to be a hub for folks to find ways to support you and support local causes. So we encourage you to keep this tool top of mind and to post your opportunities here so that folks can find a way to support you and your mission. So that's my little plug. Thank you.
Yeah. So the way the opportunities works on our site is you guys have the ability to create them, and I'll kind of give a rundown of how to create them. But then also on our site, there's an entire opportunities page where people can search and see all of the opportunities that were added onto the platform. So to access your opportunities, it is also in your dashboard on your organization page. It's under fundraising tools and then opportunities. You can post as many volunteer opportunities or events that you would like people to participate in, and they are super easy to create. So once you've clicked into opportunities, you click add opportunity, and then you will be able to create them. So then this window is what will pop up once you hit create opportunity. You can select a volunteer or calendar event, choose whether the opportunity is in person or virtual. You can also use if there's another place that you kind of manage your volunteers, you can send them to that URL, but they will be able to see your opportunities in the platform as large. You can put as many details as you would like. You could label it as ongoing if you have opportunities that are ongoing, or the specific date and time for that opportunity, because volunteers do have the ability to filter by dates and everything like that. So be as specific as you need to be. If it's ongoing, put ongoing, but as much detail as you would like to put in for those opportunities. So this is where all of the opportunities will display. We will have a tab on the Give Back Tahoe website that says opportunities at the top. You can see they can filter by what kind of opportunities, whether it's virtual or in person. And then all of them will pop up here as well, and people can filter through and see all of the opportunities that were added. Once they see all the opportunities, they can simply just click on that opportunity, see more information, read all the information that you've provided, and then they can also register for that event once they click in. And this is also something you guys can see kind of, you'll be able to see the opportunities tab, so you can help your volunteers out if anyone ever has questions about registering, and really get into that process if need be. Here is how it kind of works. If it is your external link, as I mentioned, if it's something that you already have somewhere that you have your volunteers sign up, you can just simply put that external link, and this is the process that will occur for that. So also in your fundraising tools is where you will manage all of those opportunities. You will see all your opportunities listed in the opportunities tab. on the far right, you'll see 3 dots, and that's where you can kind of see everything that you can manage. You can view details, view participants. You can also email the participants from Mighty Cause. You can edit that opportunity and also delete it if it is no longer important. You will also receive notifications anytime someone registers for that opportunity, so you can know that in real time as well. So now we are going to go into some fundraising strategies for this year's Give Back Tahoe. The first one is goal setting for Give Back Tahoe. So SMART goals are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Organizations that express goals in this way stay aligned with their mission. So specific meaning spell out exactly what you want to accomplish for this year's Give Back Tahoe. Measurable, define the end results in quantitative or qualitative terms. Achievable, confirm that your goal is possible and reasonable to accomplish. Relevant, make your goals align with your organization and long-term objectives. And then time. So basically, this one is a challenge. So you have a specific time period. So getting that in a timely manner. So some great examples of some SMART goals are increasing your donor retention by 40% from last year's Give Back Tahoe campaign, or possibly increasing your total amount by $5,000. Some examples of not so SMART goals are generic things like raise money or engage people, especially since we are pushing that volunteers opportunity. That is another great SMART goal to add, is to have a measurable amount of volunteers you want to sign up for your opportunities for this year's Give Back Tahoe to really engage all of your supporters. So scale your goals. So you will want to scale your goals for this year's campaign. Set goals that are realistic, achievable, and based on your organization's size and fundraising capacity. So look to last year's results and the results of maybe past fundraising efforts to really determine what an appropriate fundraising goal may be for your organization. Focus on setting goals that are meaningful for your organization. So really, what will this money do to make a difference for your organization? This challenge is also a great opportunity to engage all the people involved in your organization. So setting some non-monetary goals. So we will go into some detail about peer-to-peer fundraisers, but this is a great opportunity to really focus on those peer-to-peer fundraisers, focus on engaging more volunteers, increasing the number of gifts made through an online channel. Just securing a matching grant could be a great goal for you this year as well. And we will go into more detail about matching grants as well. And maybe just engaging the board of directors for Give Back Tahoe. So since this is a long fundraising period, it's great to map out your campaign with some mini goals to really sustain your fundraising momentum for this end of year challenge. And one great way to do that is make sure your campaign is on track. So set some mini goals for your nonprofit to help generate buzz and build excitement. The great thing about Give Back Tahoe is, since it is a longer challenge period, you can send updates to your donors about some, if you have reached some goals, or it's not so much pressure of just a one-day challenge. You really have the opportunity to keep all donors and supporters engaged for that entire period of time. Donor retention. So this is also a report. If you have participated in the past, that is very, very helpful. helpful. So donors who have given to your organization in the past are definitely low-hanging fruit. They are very likely to give again. So as many of you know, this is also less expensive for your organization to retain a donor rather than get those new donors. So set some specific donor retention goals and wrap donor retention into your overall goal for this year's event. Donor retention is pretty low across all profit sectors, with about half of the donors being retained. So really make it your goal to retain at least 40% of your donors from 2022. Would be a great increase. Also want to once again point out the donor retention report. This is once again in your dashboard on your organization page. It allows you to get a snapshot of how your organization is retaining donors year over year. You can also export this with contact information of your donors that have not been retained for future reach outs and check-ins after the challenge has been made. So a lot of ways to utilize this report, but definitely recommend utilizing it for this year's challenge to make sure you're reaching out to all of those donors. So now we are going to get into some matching grants. So matching grants is a great strategy for driving donations on your giving day and for this challenge. A matching grant is essentially a large donation that your nonprofit leverages to bring in other smaller donations by offering it up as a match. So for instance, if you had someone willing to give you $1,000, instead of just putting that money in the bank and calling it a day, you can use it as a matching grant. So the terms of the matching grant are totally up to you and the grantor, but let's say there's a specific day that this grantor wants to use this match. You can let all of your donors know from this day or from this time period, there will be a matching grant of $1,000. So it basically allows them to double their donation on that specific day. You can do a lot with the Mighty Cause tool, like setting a cap of the donations for the matching grant. So you can cap the donations at, let's say, $100. So someone doesn't come along and make a big donation and eat up your entire match. So it's a really great tool and allows you to do a lot with matching grants. Especially on giving days, it can be very powerful and a very powerful way to drive donations. So why utilize matching grants? Well, 84% of donors say they're more likely to donate if a match is offered. And as we'll show you in a little bit, Mighty Cause does a great way of letting donors know when a matching grant is active just by the donate buttons, but also this is something that you guys will want to market to all of your donors. Benefits of a matching grant: they generate interest, act as a buy one, get one to really inspire donors to give. It makes your donation dollars go further, the stewardship process. So it kind of gives grantors a new way to be involved and help your organization. It also gives them the opportunity to have a little bit of notoriety on your pages as well. We mentioned the strategy of leveraging that grant to encourage donors to give. And it's also been a proven way to drive donation volume and traffic through Give Back Tahoe. So how to secure a matching grant? So since a matching grant is ultimately just a large donation, you'll want to follow the same process that you would for a major gift. So you prospect, you cultivate, and ask. Prospect, who could provide a matching grant? make a list of groups or people or other supporters who have a strong giving history and may be likely to provide a grant. Next, outreach. Use personal one-on-one outreach to touch base with your prospect, let them know about Give Back Tahoe and find out what they have going on. And lastly, you will ask if they seem to be open and able to being involved with this year's Give Back Tahoe, let them know about the matching grant and see if they are willing to provide one. So who provides a matching grant? People you should consider as prospects for matching grants are board members, first and foremost. Sometimes an individual board member will be happy to provide a matching grant, but one thing you could also consider is asking your board to work together to provide that match. So if your board still has to pay its dues, for instance, you can utilize their dues by turning it into a matching grant. Major gift donors who have given large donations to your nonprofit in the past are also good prospects, and providing a matching grant can be a fun way to liven up their donations. So instead of just writing a check, they're helping your nonprofit grow and drive other donations. And you can also give the donor some extra recognition when you're promoting that matching grant. So major gift donors who like a little bit of a shout out are a much better matching grant prospect. Corporate sponsors are also great prospects because it's fun, definitely a proactive way for them to get involved in a public way and also drive some attention for their philanthropy. So at this stage, you can start making phone calls, setting up emails, and starting to cultivate these prospects by letting them know what you're doing and seeing how warm they might be to the idea of getting involved. And then in the next few weeks, you can make your ask, shore up the details of the match. If you have more than one match running at the same time on Mighty Cause, you can have as many matches as you would like. That if you get a lot of responses, that is possible. You can also queue those matches so they go one after the other, just however you would like to set up that match. So creating a matching grant. So we have our matching grants tool. It's also under fundraising tools, matching grants, and then you will click create from the dashboard, and this page will pop up for you to put in all of the details of your matching grant. You can add a logo of either the sponsor, your organization, whatever, or of the corporate sponsor, whatever logo you would like to put there. You can put their name, any details that you would like for that matching grant. The types of matches, per donation match, choose what percentage of each donation to match and set a cap on that amount. A cap on that amount can be matched. And you can also do a cumulative threshold match. The match is met when a donation amount or number of donations has been met. You can play around with the tool. Also, if you have any questions when setting up your matching grants, you can reach out to support@mightycause.com. and they are happy to help you with setting up your matching grants. So I just went over this, but types of matching grants. So one-to-one is the most common. Donations are matched dollar for dollar, percentage match, a portion of each donation is matched. And then cumulative threshold match, donations are matched when a fundraising goal is met. So a specific dollar amount is met. That match will be met, a quantity of donations or number of donors. And you'll be able to see where to set all of that up in the Mighty Cause matching grants tool. So this is an example of match percentage of each donation. You can change the percentage. This is also where you can change the maximum amount of each donation being met. So a specific dollar amount. So as we mentioned, not taking out that entire donation amount. These are all just examples of different percentages of each donation being met. And then cumulative threshold match. This is where you will set that up in set match type. So apply total match when total dollars raised equals that match value. So the organization needs to raise the full amount in order to receive that match. So it will show up like this, where it says the specific amount of the match has been met. And then once all of that has been met, then this matching grant will be unlocked. This is apply total match when a certain quantity of donations is received. So the organization needs to receive a certain amount of donations in order to receive a matching grant. So this will show up that saying 25 donations are needed in order for the $5,000 match to be met. So that's what this one will look like on your page. But this one is donation specific, and the next one is donor specific. So the difference is a unique donor is unique by that email, but a donation is each donation. So this one will only count once per donor during that time period. So a specific amount of donors in order to receive this matching grant. Some other match conditions that you can use are including offline donations in the match, also including organization fundraisers in the match. So once set up in your, if you have fundraisers going, then that's a good one to click as well if you want all of those fundraisers to apply to that match as well. If your grantor plans to fulfill their match online, we do recommend disabling this option since it will show up in your metrics. But if they are sending you their matching grant offline, then you can include the match value in page metrics and they will automatically update your page metrics to include that match. You can set your matches to be anytime. If you want it to go the entire full period, it would be from November 28th. Sorry, that date is wrong on there. November 28th through the 31st to be a match for the entire challenge. Just however long you want those matches to be met. Obviously, we talked about giving a sense of urgency, and especially for Giving Tuesday or anything like that, having matches that are specific for that day to add some excitement, add some, and especially during that challenge period, just however you believe your donors will really utilize those matches. We also, queued matches are super simple to set up. So if you have multiple matching grants, instead of having them all going at the same time, you can queue your matches to automatically queue once one has ended. So once a match has been completely fulfilled, it will automatically queue to the next match. And you will simply click queue this grant to begin immediately after another grant completes. And then you can also set an end date on that as well, but just however you would like to get that set up. So some frequently asked questions. Does the matching grant have to be processed online? No, but should have updated this, so sorry. So does not have to be processed online. It can be added as an offline donation as well. You can either, as we mentioned, you can either include it as an offline donation or include it on your page metrics, or have the donor add it as an offline donation later. Do donations made to peer-to-peer fundraisers count towards the match? This is once again your choice. You can set it up in the matching grants tool when you are setting that up. Yes, you can have more than one matching grant active at one time. But as we talked about, the queued matches is also a great option as well, but however you want your matching grants to go. If you entered it wrong, you can edit them as long as they're still active. If the matching grant has completed, you can delete it and start over, and it will still count all those matching grants as long as you put the back date of whatever that match was. Once again, if you are confused, please reach out to support@mightycause.com and explain your issues to them, and they will be very happy to help you fix it. So the matching grant stickers will display in a few places. Once one on your donate button on your homepage, as well as on your organization tile in the search and donate section there as well. The matches will also be at the bottom of your organization, so people can see all of the matches that have are active and have been active, so they can see all of those as well. So promoting your matching grant. At the end of the day, a matching grant is a marketing tool. So in order to make the most of your matching grant, you'll need to promote it. So the first thing is going to the matching grants tool on your Give Back Tahoe page and adding it there. There are some marketing tools built into the platform for your matching grant, such as putting a sticker on your donate button, as we just showed, and letting everyone know when that grant is active, and also some changes to the checkout process. You'll also want to add some information about your matching grant to your story, especially if it is a big match. And you'll also want to promote it on all of your social media channels, send out emails and so on to let your followers know about the match. Countdown definitely adds some urgency to the matching grant. So also updating people on the progress of that matching grant and how it did. Some other great options are traditional collateral, so sending out signs, flyers, anything else that you may send out to donors already. You can really get your entire team involved, have staff, board members, volunteers, promote the match to their social media. Just anywhere you promote your campaign, you'll also want to promote that matching grant. So now we're going to move on to peer-to-peer fundraising. So what is peer-to-peer fundraising? So peer-to-peer fundraising is a technique where you basically deputize your supporters to fundraise on your behalf. The Mighty Cause platform is actually set up for easy peer-to-peer fundraising, so it can be a great way to shake up your campaign and acquire new donors. So you'll want to try peer-to-peer fundraising. You want to ask your ambassadors to set up a fundraising page. So it really deepens your donors' relationship with your organization. It also allows them to say why they are supporters of your organization. You can make it as fun and easy for them by setting up a template, just making it as easy as possible for them to create a peer-to-peer fundraiser. It really doesn't draw attention away from your campaign, as they are campaigning alongside you. They are giving you donors that you otherwise wouldn't have access to, since it is their support system that they are reaching out to as well, and just really gives your supporters a different way to help out your organization. So recruiting for peer-to-peer fundraising, it may sound like it's a big ask for some people in your organization, but you can make it as easy as possible on Mighty Cause as you would like. As I mentioned, it really doesn't draw attention away from your campaign, since it is usually their friends and colleagues who they are reaching out to directly. It is people that you otherwise wouldn't have access to. So some things you can do to make it easier for them. You can share images, you could share talking points, facts, logos, anything to help them really get their pages set up. Some great people to reach out to are board members, volunteers, staff, program alumni, social media followers, just anyone in your nonprofit's inner circle to get them excited about peer-to-peer fundraising. Another great tool we have is our team fundraising capabilities. So if you do manage to generate a lot of interest in peer-to-peer fundraisers, or you've done them in the past and want to try something a little bit new, you can consider trying out a team or event fundraising. So teams and events can be great for groups of people who want to fundraise together, like your board or companies or just volunteer groups. So teams and events can be a great way to get people working together and united for your cause. This can really inspire some friendly competition to keep them motivated at the same time. The difference between teams and events is basically that the event allows individuals and groups of people to participate and fundraise together, while a team fundraiser is a group of individuals working together towards a collective goal. So the cool thing about using teams or events for your giving day or challenge period is that there are a lot of tools built in that make managing it much easier. So for instance, you can create that template that allows people to sign up for the peer-to-peer fundraiser much more quickly, and put some pre-fill sections in there for them, whether that is your organization's logo, a little bit on the story, and then they can add to it to make it their own. But it does help people who have never done it before make things a lot easier for them. So another good example of a team page would be a board challenge. So you can involve your board with Give Back Tahoe, and by creating a team page and then asking your board to join this team. So once again, you can have that template. So you'll create the team page and then send them this page and say, hey, join this team. And then they can easily create their team pages, their peer-to-peer fundraising pages. So you make it as easy as possible for them, and then you can see their progress as their own leaderboard, their own donor timeline, add a little bit of competition within your board or another group in your nonprofit. So some marketing and promotional tips. So really you want to tell everyone what is about your story. So if you only had a few minutes to tell someone what your work means to you, what would you say? So when building out your page, when building out all of your calls to action, say, You'll want to make it personal, be visual. So obviously the one thing social media taught us is photos and videos work best, gives people an idea of who you are. Share different aspects of your story on social media. Tailor the ask of your story to specific donors. Tell donors about the impact that they can make specifically. So your email list is going to be one of your most important tools during the Give Back Tahoe challenge, because emails are a direct line to your supporters. Unlike social media, you will not have to worry about algorithms getting in your way or preventing people from seeing what you sent them. Because unless they've unsubscribed, it will be in their inbox and they will get it directly. So I want to talk a little bit about email strategy because it's going to be the most important thing for this year's Give Back Tahoe. So in general, you'll want to keep emails relatively short, simple, and skimmable. Most people read their emails on their phone these days, so you're not going to want, and so they probably will not read a novel. So you'll really want to make sure that people can skim and get to the main point of your email. People are also much more likely to read emails that pertain directly to them. So we recommend segmenting your email list by sorting from some key groups. So donors who have given a lot in the past, donors who've given on a regular basis, one-time donors, people who utilize your services but have never donated, your board, volunteers, and just so on, however you would like to segment your emails or already do segment your emails. So you don't need to craft entirely new emails for these groups, but you might want to tweak a few small things. So for instance, you wouldn't send an email to a major gift donor only asking for $25. So definitely identify your key segments and tailor your messages for those specific people. Something else you will want to pay close attention to is the timing of your emails, especially if you have a matching grant going, anything else you want to draw attention to for your challenge. You'll also want to make sure that you are trying your emails on iPhone, Android, making sure that everyone is able to read your emails and that the templates you're using go across all different platforms and different devices. We also recommend doing some A/B testing to see the open rate of your emails. So A/B testing, if you're new, is basically splitting your emails up to in a 50-50 by testing a specific variable. So let's say you're testing the button color or a subject line. Half of your list gets email A with one subject line and half of your list gets email B with the other subject line. And whichever email gets the most opens wins. So for the button color or placement, the email with the most clicks would win. You just want to be careful when you're testing to not throw too many variables in there, because then it's very hard to test whether or not why something did win or performed better than the other. And lastly, your CTAs should be very clear. So your call to actions should be things like give now, donate now, help us today. More passive CTAs like thank you for donating or please contribute aren't as effective. You just want to be very crystal clear when sending these emails. So using that donor retention report, you can pull your list of unretained donors from previous years to email and reach out to them specifically. Plan on at least a few emails to those unretained donors to kind of remind them of who you are, what you've been up to, really give them some backstory. Use language like give again, or we know we can count on you to acknowledge that they have donated in the past. And for larger donations if they have, if you are trying to retain a larger donor, then try sending some more personal emails to those donors. So for social media marketing, we recommend using Give Back Tahoe. All of the hashtag Give Back Tahoes will show up on the Give Back Tahoe site. So you'll get a little bit more recognition when using that hashtag as well. We also recommend engaging in the conversation. So that is having someone be the point of contact if people comment on your posts or ask any questions, to be there in order to answer their questions or engage those donors to keep them excited about Give Back Tahoe. We definitely recommend staying in your comfort zone. If you have never logged into TikTok or anything like that, use social media that you are comfortable with and where your donors are. So if you have 1,000 followers on Facebook, but only a handful on Instagram, we definitely recommend putting your efforts towards Facebook to keep those donors engaged. So going where that bigger audience is. So some social media that works, videos and images, we've definitely go higher on the algorithm. So whether that's creating a fun video of everyone in your organization to get people excited, or any sort of live updates about how you're doing on the challenge. Images are definitely also something that you'll want to add to each of your posts to keep people excited. We definitely recommend using Canva for any graphics, anything. There is the free nonprofit version, so definitely get into that, and they will create some beautiful templates for you to keep things interesting and beautiful. Yes, use social media tools like Canva. Linktree is another great one to add to your Instagram. So in your bio, Linktree is a site that sends out to all your links. So you can link your Give Back Tahoe organization page, tell people to go to your Linktree, just put it in different ways, put your organization page URL in as many places possible to make sure people are donating there. Upsplash has great stock photos, CapCut to help edit any reels or stories for your social media. Buffer, so you can schedule some of your posts, and then MailChimp is always a great email marketing tool. Following up, so I want to emphasize the importance of following up on your campaign, whether that is another thank you to donors, anything creative you can think of there, making videos or photos of your staff can also be great to thank donors. If you were fundraising for something specific, making sure that you're sending an update or closing the loop on any of those projects that you mentioned in your story. Whether that was a new piece of equipment or some improvements to a building, letting donors know that you were able to accomplish those goals. You can also create some, we recommended creating an onboarding plan for any new donors and getting them on whatever automated email journey you usually have for new donors, but just making sure that you are continuing your reach outs and keeping them involved. So how to thank donors. We definitely recommend you sending a personal email within 24 hours. The thank you page that you create on Give Back Tahoe is just a page, it's not an email. So we definitely recommend making sure that you send out a personal email to them as well. You can also give them a call. This is another great job for volunteers to reach out to donors after the fact and getting some getting to know you questions, getting any other information you may want out of those donors. Thank you cards are also always very much appreciated by whether it's a thank you from your staff or your executive director. And then lastly, closing the loop. So report all your results anywhere you mentioned it, whether that's social media, email blasts to your entire list, letting them know how they did. Close the loop on any storytelling once again. So send that update to make sure that everyone who donated knows the full story of everything that you were able to accomplish. And just as many thank yous as possible. Donors really cannot thank them enough. They appreciate it all. And then give them something to look forward to as well, whether that's planting the seed for next year's campaign or any other campaigns you may be having coming up. Just want to once again point out all the resources, all the on-demand webinars. We have the Getting Started on the Platform webinar, and then this one will also be posted on the toolkit resources. Lots of frequently asked questions, basic how-tos. We have templated emails, anything else you may need. We definitely recommend going through all of those support articles and anything else to get you strategizing for this year's campaign, but there are so many resources for you to access there. And also reaching out to support@mightycause.com. They are there to help you, whether it's setting up a matching grant, setting up your pages, anything else you need help with. They are on call to help you out. So write down their email, or you can give them a call, but email is recommended for the quickest response time. And any questions? So the link will be on the Give Back Tahoe site under Toolkit. So when you visit givebacktahoo.org, I guess we can put it in chat. Here is the link to the toolkit. And that is also whoever asked in the Q&A where the recording is. I just put it in the chat. So, but it's on Give Back Tahoe under at the top. There's Nonprofit Toolkit. The recording will be there, as well as the Getting Started, where you can learn how to do your organization page as well. Any other questions? Okay, well, thank you all so much for attending. Yes, once again, reach out to support@mightycause if you have any other questions, and they are happy to answer them. But if not, review the toolkit, and happy fundraising. Thank you all for attending. Bye.